Hello and welcome back, dear learners. Today we are going to learn about Russian vowels and consonants. If you remember, in the previous lesson we have learned about the origin and structure of Russian language. We have also introduced you to the Russian alphabet. Dear learners, so far you have learned about the origin of the Russian language, its structure, and you have also learned about the letters of the Russian alphabet. You have paid attention that how these letters are sound differently and how these letters are pronounced in a correct manner. Now, in this lesson, you will be learning about, as I told you earlier, about the vowels and consonants of the language in a detailed manner. Dear learners, as we already know that in the Russian alphabet there are 33 letters. Let us repeat them once again. They are A, B, V, G, D, Y, Yo, Ž, Z, I kratki, K, L, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, U, F, K, C, Ch, Sh, Sh, hard sign, U, soft sign, A, U and Ya. I think now you will be able to understand how these letters are sound differently, and for the convenience also we have indicated all these letters of the Russian alphabet according to their nature. You can pay attention to the color given red to the vowels and color blue to the consonants, and you can see that how the color green has been given to the hard sign or tyor znak and to the soft sign which is known as myakki znak. Shall we go ahead now? Let us learn more about vowels and consonants. Dear learners, in the Russian language the number of vowel letters and vowel sound does not coincide. There are 10 vowels in Russian, and they are divided into two types. They are hard indicating and soft indicating, because they indicate whether the following consonant is hard or soft. So, which one is which? Let us find out. The hard vowels in Russian are A as in but, A as in map, U as in mood, O as in not. Let us repeat them once again. A, U, O. They are the hard vowels in the Russian language. And of course, the famous U, which does not have an equivalent in any other language of the world. So, for learning particular this letter U, we need to practice more. Let us repeat it once again. U, U. I will give an example in Russian with the letter E. Muila, muila, which means soap, as we learned in the previous lesson. The soft vowels in Russian are formed by adding a Y at the beginning of their hard counterpart. Let us find out how they are spelled. Ya, spelled as Ya, Ye, spelled as Ye, Yo, spelled as Yo, U, spelled as You, and E is spelled as, like we can give you an example by combining two E of English or a single Y. Let us repeat them once again. Ya, Ye, Yo, U and E. There is another tricky thing about vowels in Russian, that is, some of them sound differently when not under stress. If you remember, in the previous lesson we have talked about the intonation and stress in the Russian language. Since both of them play a very significant role, I will just give you an example to make it clear. Let us take a word of Russian. The word is Malako, M-O-L-O-K-O, but the stress is in the first O. So, it sounds like Malako, whereas it has 3 O. So, Malako is pronounced as Ma-La-Ko because O not under stress turns into A. That is why it sounds like Ma-La-Ko. The stress falls on the last vowel, that is the O. In our course, you can learn how to say vowels in Russian to sound like a native speaker too, because we are trying to make it clear fundamentally and basically how all these letters are sound and pronounced in a correct and efficient manner. Let us repeat them once again. Vowels in Russian. They are A, Ye, Yo, E, O, U, U, E, U and Ya, and accordingly we also write them in the capital and small letters. U, Ya, U, A. Let us repeat them together once again. A, Ye, Yo, E, U, U, E, Yo and Ya. Dear learners, let us learn these vowels and consonants with the help of a few examples. For your convenience, all vowels and consonants have been arranged in a manner as they have originally been introduced to you during the introduction to the Russian alphabet in the previous lesson itself. Let us learn and understand them one by one. A, I will give an example as in A in father, or I will give you a sample Russian word A in atlas, which means atlas. Ye, Ye as in pay. I will give you a Russian word example for this, like in word pevets, which means singer. Yo, like yo in audio. I will give you a Russian example for this, Yolka, Yolka which means Christmas tree. E, like E in sweet, as in Russian, iris, iris which means iris. O, as in chor, I will give you a Russian example for this. The word is oblaka, oblaka, and here of course you can pay attention to how the spelling of this word oblaka is written and pronounced differently, because again the stress is on the first vowel. That is why it sounds like oblaka instead of oblako, because stress play a significant role here again. Oblaka, which also means cloud. The next vowel is U, U as in pool. I will give you a Russian word for this, utka, which means duck. Ui, ui, as we have already told you that there is no equivalent of ui in any other language. So, for understanding and pronouncing this particular letter, you need practice more and more. So, let us pronounce it once again, ui, like in bui, or a Russian word for this, ruiba, ruiba which means fish. The next one is a, like in met. Russian word for this is ikran, ikran which means screen. And u, the u we have used in use. I will give you a Russian word for this, like Jupiter, Jupiter, which actually means Jupiter. And the last vowel is ya, ya, like in yarn, a Russian word for this we have used here, yablaka, yablaka. Here again you can see how the spelling is used and how the word yablaka is pronounced. It is pronounced as yablaka, which means apple, whereas it has two O, yabloko, but due to the stress on ya, the O sounds like a. That is why the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation is yablaka. Dear learners, now you have understand and have known which are the vowels in Russian alphabet and how they are pronounced correctly. Now let us learn about the consonants of the Russian alphabet one by one. Let me tell you all the consonants once again. They are ba, ve, ge, de, zh, z, I, K, L, M, N, P, R, S, T, F, K, C, Ch, Sh and Sh. Let us learn all these consonants with the help of examples now. The first one is ba, ba as in bat. The Russian word we have used is neba, neba, which means sky. There you can see how the word neba is written. It is written N-E-B-O, whereas the pronunciation is neba, neba, because the stress is on ye. That is why the pronunciation of the word neba comes like neba, as if the last vowel is a, not o. So, probably now you will be able to understand how the stress is playing a significant role in each and every word in Russian. Let us go to the next consonant. The next consonant is ve, ve as in wet. I will give you a Russian word for letter ve as in Vesna, Vesna, which means spring season. The next letter is G, G as in argue. I will give you a Russian word for this is Gorod, Gorod, which means city, city. Let us go to the next consonant now. The letter is de, de as in do. I will give you a Russian word for this, dom, dom, which means house. Let us go to the next letter now. The letter is R, R, and this is a very unique letter which is found in the Russian alphabet, and how it is written you can see there, and the pronunciation is also very different. So, for mastering the pronunciation of this letter we again need good exercise and practice. Let us learn it. The letter is R, R as in R in pleasure. A Russian word we have used here for making it clear to you is zhuk, zhuk, which means beetle. The next letter is Z, Z, like Z in zoo. A Russian word for letter Z we have used here is zont, zont, which means umbrella. And there also you can see how the stress and intonation in Russian are making it actually very beautiful. Whenever we are pronouncing any word or when we are communicating or conversing in Russian, these two things, the first one is stress, the second one is intonation, plays a very significant role, which we will be learning ahead in the coming lessons. Let us go to the next letter. The next letter, which is again a very distinguished letter found in Russian, that is I kratki. I kratki, like in yield. Another example we have used in Russian for this is the word yogurt, yogurt, so which means yogurt. So, for I kratki we again need good practice. The next letter is ka, ka, as in ka in milk, milk. A Russian word we have used here for letter ka is kniga, kniga, which means book. Let us go to the next letter now. The next letter is L, L, as in pill. A Russian word we have used here is luna, luna, which means moon. The next letter is M, M, as in we have used M in mute. As I was earlier telling you, another example, while using the vowel U, muila, we have again used this letter, and now we are using the same word for making clear to you the letter M now. So, let us repeat it, muila, muila, which means soap in Russian. The next letter is N, N, as in noon. A Russian word we have used here for letter N is nose, nose, which means nose. Let us go to the next letter now. The next letter now is pa, 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 as in pool. And if you remember, in the previous lessons we have used the word privyet, privyet, which is an informal hello in Russian. So, most of the youth, and whenever you are talking to somebody who is known to you, you are using the word privyet, because formally when we meet in Russian, people they talk about everything, but whenever they are conversing for the first time, they use a different word called zdravstvuyte, zdravstvuyte, which is actually pronounced quite differently, of course, and it is more used in formal setting. So, we will learn this word first. Let me repeat it for you. Privyet, privyet, which means hello in Russian. Let us go to the next letter now. The next letter is R, R, like R in run, run. A Russian word we have used here is raduga, raduga, which means rainbow. Let us go to the next letter now. The next letter is S, S, like S in soup, soup. A Russian word we have used here for letter S as in sabaka, sabaka, which means dog. Let us go to the next letter now. The letter is ta, ta, as ta in tool, tool. Let us use a Russian word to understand this. Taxi, taxi, which is again very oftenly used, taxi. So, taxi is again is known as taxi in English. So, let us repeat it, taxi, ta. Let us go to the next letter now. Letter name is F, F, F as in few. We have used a Russian word for letter F as in flag, flog, which means flag. The next letter is kh, kh, as kh in khan, khan. A sample Russian word we have used here is khlyeb, khlyeb, which means bread. The next letter is ts, ts, as ts in tsar, tsar. A sample Russian word we have used which is again very similar to the English word, but the pronunciation is little different. Let us pronounce it tsar, tsar, which means czar. Let us go to the next letter. The next letter is cha, cha as in church, church. We have used a Russian word for letter cha as in chai, chai, which means tea. The next letter is sha, sha, as in push, sha. We have used in Russian word chef, chef, which means boss. Let us go to the next letter now. The next letter is sha, sha, as in sha in shoes, shoes. A sample Russian word we have used to describe it is shit, shit, which means shield. Dear learners, as we have learned the Russian alphabet and then we further distinguish them in different category, that is the vowels and consonants. You have also learned that in Russian alphabet, out of 33 letters, 2 letters are which are called the hard sign and the soft sign. They does not have any sound. So, out of these 33, 2 letters, they do not fall into the category of vowel or consonant. So, now in the Russian alphabet we are left with 21 consonants and 10 vowels. And of course, we have given you a lot of examples with the help of English words and Russian words. So, you can be able to differentiate between the sound and pronunciation as well as build up a vocabulary of totally new words introduced to your existing knowledge. Dear learners, further you have also learned about the beginning of the Russian phonetic system. The Russian sound system, which is totally a different approach as we have learned in any other language, with the help of few combinations of different vowels and consonants, with the help of all these words we have just learned. Let us repeat them once again. Sha, as in sha in shoes, sheath, sheath. Sha, as in push, sha in push, and Russian word we have used here is chef, chef. Cha, as in cha in church, church. A Russian word we have used here is chai, chai, which means tea. Ts, ts, as in ts in tsar. A Russian word we have used here is tsar, tsar, which means czar. Kh, kh, as we have used kh in khan. A Russian word we have used here is khlyeb, khlyeb, which means bread. F, f, as in few. A Russian word we have used here is flag, flag, which means flag. Ta, ta, as in tool, tool. Russian word we have used here is taksy, taksy, which means taxi. S, s, as in soup, soup. Russian word we have used here is sabaka, sabaka, which means dog. Er, as in run. Russian word we have used here is raduga, raduga, which means rainbow. Pa, as in pen, pool, pool. Russian word we have used here is privyet, privyet, which means hello. N, which means as in noon, noon, and Russian word we have used to describe it is nose, nose, which means nose. M, as in mute, and Russian word we have used here to describe it muila, muila, which means soap. L, as in pill. Russian word we have used here is luna, luna, which means moon. Then letter K, as in milk. Russian word is kniga, which means book. E kratki, as in yield. Russian word is yogurt, which means yogurt. Z, as in zoo. Russian word zont, which means umbrella. Z, as in pleasure. Zhuk, which means beetle, as in Russian we have used. De, as in do, and in Russian we have used the word dom, which means house. Ge, as ge in argue, and in Russian gorod, which means city. Where in wet. A Russian word we have used is Vesna, which means spring season. Ba, which means bat, and Nieba, which means sky. Let us once again repeat all the vowels which we have done earlier. Ya, as in yarn. Yablaka, as in Russian we have used, means apple. U, as you in use, and Russian word we have used here is Jupiter, which means Jupiter. A, as in met, and ekran, which means screen. U, as in bui, and in Russian we have used word ryba, which means fish. U, as in pool, and in Russian we have used the word utka, which means duck. O, as in chor, and in Russian word we have used oblaka, which means cloud. E, as in sweet, and iris in Russian word we have used to describe it, which means iris. Yo, as yo in audio, and Russian yolka, which means Christmas tree. Ye, as ye in pay, and in Russian pevets, which means singer. And of course the last one, or you can also say the first one, because we started from the letter A. The example we have used here is as A in father. A simple Russian word we have used to describe it was atlas, which means atlas. So dear learners, with the help of exercising and revising all these letters of the Russian alphabet, now we have reached to a conclusion that how these letters of the Russian alphabet are pronounced in a correct and efficient manner. Thank you.